What is up, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So a couple days ago, I made a video called 3 oversold stocks to buy now, and I thought it was only right to make a video called 5 overheated stocks to stay away from, and that's what you're watching right now. And by no means am I telling you guys these stocks suck, these companies suck, don't buy these companies, don't own these companies. I'm not telling you that. I just want to open up your mind a bit and go over kind of what I'm thinking and how I view the stock market and what the difference is between price and value. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure to get into the Strive Smart Discord chat, the Facebook group, get 2 stocks from WeBull valued up to $1,600 and $30 from M1 Finance. All of those are free and linked right down below. You could also join the Patreon if you guys want exclusive morning update videos, buy and sell alerts, call outs, and you guys want more access to me, check out that Patreon that is also linked right down below. So let's get into it. Stock number 1, you guys can see here, and again, I can't reiterate this enough. I'm not saying these companies suck, these stocks are crap. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying in the short term, they might be a bit overheated. They might not be the best deal, right? And stock number 1, you can see it's up today. It's up 2.4%, 2.3%. It's been very volatile. In fact, yesterday went up 17%. This is Zillow, ticker symbol Z, and this is obviously a company that is benefiting because the housing market right now is just on fire. It's unbelievable. These houses are selling left and right, and that is really thanks to the Fed. I mean, the Federal Reserve has been printing money, obviously. That's pushing up asset prices, and on top of that, people are taking out mortgages, they're refinancing, getting new houses because the interest rate is pretty much zero. So they're, artificially inflating this housing market. Zillow's doing very well. I believe they reported earnings yesterday. They did well with earnings. There's a lot of buy ratings, and that's why the stock went up. But I don't care if there's buy ratings. I don't care if they did well. If I'm just looking at this chart, this thing has to come down. This is overheated. It's at $200. The RSI is pretty much off the page. The RSI is at 85. And you guys have to understand, price is what you pay. Price, what you pay, the price of the stock, that's what you pay to get that company, to get that stock. But value is what you get. So is the price at $200 worth the value? I mean, I don't really know. Long term, you can make the argument that it is, but in the short term, I don't think it is. I would like to see Zillow come back down to the mid-hundreds. I mean, 150, that'd be a great spot for this company. Even lower than that, even 130, even, 125. That would be right around these moving averages here on the 4-hour chart. And another thing worth mentioning is, guys, the markets are at all-time highs. So let's say, for example, the S&P 500 collapsed. Let's say maybe it didn't go down 10, 20%, but let's say it went down 5-10%, maybe 5 to 7 to 8%. You have to realize these overheated stocks, they're going to get hit so much more. I wouldn't be surprised if Zillow went down 25%, 20%, 30%, just when the markets went down 5 to 7%, just because, again, Zillow is one of those high growth stocks. That's what you notice with high growth stocks. They go down more than what the markets go down in downtrends, and it's just overheated right now. So Zillow is one of them. I could see it go down 150, maybe 140, the next, little correction, little sell-off we get here in the markets, and that could be a decent entry point. So, yeah, watch out for Zillow there. I would not buy it here. That's just me. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys can do whatever you want, but me personally, I am not buying Zillow here. Roku is another one that makes me a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. People that are buying Roku right now, holding it for the long term, even as a swing trade, you guys have to realize guys, a lot of the future growth is already baked into this stock. I mean, this stock has gone from $26 just 2 years ago to now $500. I mean, I can't even do the math in my head how much of an increase that is. That's like a 20x. I mean, that's just insanity. And the price to sales ratio right now, and I forgot to mention this on Zillow, price to sales is simply dividing the company's market cap. So take the market cap of the company and divide it by the revenue in the most recent year, and that gives you the price to sales. And this is a valuation metric, like we have price to earnings, price to book. You know, price to sales is one that I like to look at for a lot of these high growth companies. And for Roku, the price to sales is 37. That is very high. I mean, I like looking at price to sales in the single digits, low single digits. And I mean, this is 37. So this is very high, and it just makes me a little bit nervous. And Zillow, ticker symbol Z, the price to sales, again, forgot to mention this, on this one is a little bit less. You know, it's at a lot less, actually. It's at 9.75. So it's not as bad, but still it's a little bit lofty. I'd like to see that more in the, you know, lower digits, you know, 1, 2, 3. For price to sales, and I'm not sure if that would happen, but if we did see a massive drop, hey, who knows? That could end up happening. So Roku and Zillow, these are two companies that no doubt about it have been, you know, benefited from this whole crisis we've been in this past almost a year at this point. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. These companies are cruising right now, but things can change very quickly with a bad earnings report, a sell-off in the market, you know, just negative catalysts in general. You got to be careful with these and understand that. And these next two stocks, I love these stocks. I love these companies. You guys don't hate on me for saying this, but I think Square and I think PayPal, both of them are, again, great companies, but I think they're a little bit overheated here. And Square and PayPal, both of these, a little bit, they are correlated to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been erupting these past couple of days. Ever since Tesla bought 1.5 billion, now we're seeing, you know, the dominoes fall, as they say. You know, Bitcoin's been doing well, and that's been pushing up Square and PayPal. Square hit 270 today, PayPal's at 300 almost, and I love these companies, but listen, if Bitcoin ends up selling off, which it will, you guys must understand that it will. It's pure basic technical analysis. Something can't go up in a straight line for weeks on weeks on weeks, years on end. I mean, it could for weeks on end, but definitely not years on end. And I think here in the short term, Bitcoin is getting a bit overheated. So if we get to, and just look at the chart, we could get to 50, 55, 60K, but ultimately, I see this thing correcting Bitcoin at least 20%. I mean, that's normal for Bitcoin. It goes up a ton, then it corrects 10, 15, 20%, then it keeps on ripping. And we don't know when Bitcoin's going to correct, but when it does, I believe it's going to pull down Square and PayPal with it a little bit. And if the markets in general pull back, S&P down, NASDAQ, I think Square, a decent value for it could be 200, maybe high 180s, you know, 190, 180. I don't know if we ever get there again, but that could be a nice spot that I would consider picking up some shares. And I mean, gosh, guys, the PE, the price to earnings on Square right now, the trailing PE is 360. So, I mean, gosh, the price to earnings is a bit up there. It's lofty. I'm not gonna lie, it's lofty. And the forward PE, which is the next 12 months projected, it's less. It's about 196. So that's a good sign. They're tightening up a bit here in the next coming months, but still, that is a high P on Square, and I'd be pretty careful buying it here. I'd be pretty nervous, quite honestly, and I wouldn't buy it, me personally, until it saw a sizable dip. And PayPal too, guys. I mean, I love PayPal. I own this company long term, but I'll be the first to tell you it's overbought. I mean, this stock needs to get back down to 240, maybe even 210, 215. You know, that could be a decent spot. And you might be saying, Stash, are you nuts? That's a 30% drop. Yeah, that's a bit extreme. But I'm just saying, again, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Where we'd get more value out of the company for the price we're paying is at about 200. It's at about 190, even 175. These would be load the boat territories for PayPal. And at this point, it's just not that territory. It's kind of, if you already own PayPal from before, hold it. If not, maybe lock in some profits. That's what I would be doing here. I would not be buying it. And Square, I mean, I'd love to see it get down to the 180s, 150s, 170s, but who knows if that is going to happen? Nobody knows. And another one here, which is overheated, and we can kind of see a little, it's kind of a weird looking head and shoulder. I don't even know if you could classify this as a head and shoulder. I mean, I guess you can. This is looking like a head and shoulder. Left shoulder, head, the right shoulder here is trying to form, and I think if we dump off on Peloton, get down to 130, 120, obviously that is where the right shoulder will form. And overall, Peloton moving out of this crisis, it's arguable whether or not they're going to succeed. A lot of people are like, Stosh, you're crazy, they're going to do well, but I'm not so convinced. And, you know, I'm a little bit nervous about it here, considering it went from $17 back in March, not even a year ago. $17 all the way up to 170, so a 10x in under a year. Now it's at 140. It's still up a ton. That head and shoulders is panning out, signaling we could be seeing a short-term sell-off, so I'm staying away from this. I feel like this is telling us, okay, we want to sell off a bit. But then again, we could rip right out and go to 170, 165 again, and that would make the price to sales even higher. The price of sales right now on Peloton is 15.7, so not as much as Roku, but still, it is a pretty big amount. So those are 5 stocks here that I'm not saying they're bad companies, they're crappy stocks. I'm just saying for the price that you're paying right now, you might not be getting that much value if you're looking at it, even from a short-term perspective, but especially from maybe even a 3 to 5 year perspective, because a lot of these companies have a ton of growth already baked into them. And if I were to pick one of these companies that is just ridiculously overbought, I wouldn't touch it. It's a pretty lofty valuation. I'm going to have to go with Roku. I think Roku is by far, out of the list today, the most overbought and the most, overpriced stock. And you could argue Square, but honestly, guys, I like Square as a company so much more than Roku, so I'm willing to pay a premium on Square. I'm much more willing to pay a premium on Square compared to Roku. And I'd love to know your guys' opinion down below. As always, shoot me a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Let's try to get this to 300 plus likes. I challenge you all. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to do that. And also go down below, get into the Strive Smart Discord chat, the Facebook group, get 2 stocks from WeBull valued up to $1,600 by simply depositing $100. And you could also get $30 from M1 Finance by simply opening up an account and depositing any amount of money. And all of those are free and linked right down below. And you can get into the Patreon if you guys want to support me a bit further. Get buy and sell alerts throughout the day. You get instant access to me via DM on Patreon. That's my highest priority DM spot right now. And of course, you get morning update videos, exclusive content, call outs, buy, sell alert, all that stuff, guys. Check out the Patreon linked right down below. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.